welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a video that I've done many times about how to use Ista Plus. Now, many people always refer to these videos for a source of help and information, especially when they first get the program, because they have issues setting up the program. Now, I do have a video in regards to setting up the cable already out there, which I'll put above on this video description for you guys to go and see. I do need to make a newer one. But obviously, when you first get Ista, you're going to want to go into your settings up here when you get a cable and you plug it in, because you're going to want to make sure that your vehicle interface is set on Eddie Airbus default settings, okay? Because it's going to be mostly set to dealer organization icon, which many people are not going to have, and you can't use that one to be able to read the car. So to make sure, first thing you need to do is make sure Eddie Airbus is set, and you want to make sure it's set to comport 1 and your latency timer set to 1 as well, and not 16 by default. Once that's done, that's all you have to do on here to get started. When you open up the program, you'll be faced with it like this. Now, you can enter the VIN manually. That's if you want to run searches while the cable ain't connected, and that's fine to do. That's one thing you can do. You can put a VIN in and you can see all this spec and everything else on the car just by inputting the VIN. It will tell you what car it is and everything else. That's one good thing about Ista that you can do. You've also got basic features, which basic features will let you pick the car, model, engine, everything you need to do, just like on an ETK catalog for BMW. And you can get details about the car on here, whatever way you wish to do it. But the way many people do it is to read out vehicle data. Now, reading out vehicle data will give you everything you can do with your car, along with any fault codes, be able to do any kind of test plans, wiring diagrams specifically for your model of car, because it loads up everything to do with that chassis of car. Basically, the vehicle data alone brings up all the fault codes for your car and can run test plans. If you run it by the VIN or basic features, you'll be able to get the wiring diagrams for that chassis of car, but you won't get any fault codes that's pending on your car. So that's why we always end up reading out the vehicle data, because it will give us the whole information at once instead of just certain things we want. Wiring plans and wiring diagrams and test plans and reading any kind of fault codes or errors with the car, because obviously you can run searches. It's fine if you've got a problem with the car, but for you to be able to diagnose the problem that you have on your car effectively and easily is reading out the vehicle data, going to the fault, and it will find a test plan for that fault alone for your car. So now once you're in this section, you can do identification without vehicle test or complete identification. We're going to go ahead and click complete identification. And what it will do, it will now load, and then it will find our car before, and it will open up in a minute into another page, as you'll see right now. And if you can see here along this list, you've got VIN, mileage, drive type, everything that you need to know regarding your car. It will tell you what gearbox, series it is, steering, engine number, whether it's convertible, sedan, whatever you really want to know, the development code, paint code. It will tell you your eye level, last used programming data as well. It will tell you everything that you need to know. It also lists down here where my mouse is, usually all the features that your car has along the box right here, which I'll show you in a minute how to get into that. Because if many of you guys want to know what features you've got added to your car, I can show you that, how to get into that. It's not hard to be able to find it out. Many people always messaging me about mileage. Now, mileage is done in kilometers. You can't change that to miles. So if you see that, do not panic. That's not the mileage on your car. Your mileage is not correct. Incorrect, sorry. That is in kilometers. If you work that out into miles, it will be correct. That's just the way they like to show it. Now, if you want to see everything that you've got fitted to your car, what extras you got, you can click vehicle details, and usually it would be down here. Now, as many of you guys can see, you've got right service history, display measures plan, start vehicle test, information search. You can use all them kind of functions. It's not going to do anything to your car. They all do different things, as you see, right service history, display measure plans, start vehicle test, and information search. It's all dependent on what you want to do. Obviously, you've got vehicle equipment, which is right here. Now, this is everything that my car's got fitted. They've moved it now. It used to be here, and you would scroll down, and it'd be here, and anything on where there's a special defect code or anything, it would be all the way down here. Now they've moved it into vehicle equipment, and now vehicle equipment is all here, so it tells you what my car's fitted with. Everything is fitted with, so you guys can get to see it. Um, but yes, this is where you'll find if you've got DAB, if you've got soft close, if you've got any kind of heads-up display, all the codes you've got, and you can see all the codes here. These are all the FA codes for every option on your car. So this is just all the ones on mine, as you'll see there, but it will be different based on every car. Obviously, you've got repair history as well, but this is mostly for dealers, not aimed at normal people. Repair history you can get access to, and there's something I have got active on my other laptop, and that's why I can't use that one with Vista because if I show that, I'll probably get terminated by BMW, so I can't be showing that one. But yes, I do have that active on mine where it's linked to the BMW Group's database, so I can see everything on the car that I'm scanning. But we've also got the control unit tree. Now this will be all your modules on the tree, so you get an idea of how they work out. So you can see here on the blue, this is everything on the K can. And this is on the K can as well, right here. And then it goes off into the Mo string. And this is the Mo string right here. So if you can see the Mo string, you've got your basically telephone module. You've got your iDrive, and this is all the iDrive networks. So you've got the ASK, which is the audio system controller, which is controller in the middle. You've got the gateway for the most network, which is basically all the most network. The gateway is where it goes through and it can pass through. Then you've got the user interface, which is the main iDrive system. You've also got your aerial antenna. And then obviously I've got an iPod interface, which was from BMW from factory. So that's linked onto it as well. That's why it registers. Then on the next one is the K-CAN here. You've got your KGM. You've got your crash safety module, airbag module. You've got your controller. You've got your central information display, which is the screen above. And you've got your light module, which is an LM2 on mine. Now, on this side, you've got your PT CAN, which PT CAN is usually all the drivetrain systems. So DME, DSE, traction control, dynamic stability control, S&L steering column switch, gearbox, EGS, and fuel pump module, which is EKP. So these are all the different modules you've got here. Now, you can click on them, and you can see there, you can then go to call up ECU functions if you wish to do so. You can call up the ECU functions and do different things on the ECU and test different things. So basically, like you see on normal scan tools, you get bi-directional controls of Vista. Of course, you would because it's, dealer diagnostics. And you've also got diagnosis scan, which you can do motor operating values. You can do all that. You can do whatever you basically want. We'll reopen that up right now. Let's just reopen it. And then if you go to component triggering, you can see here you've got everything you would see in service functions on a normal scan tool. Diagnosis scan, you can check the operation of Valvetronic, the Vanos, making sure it's at the right degrees, make sure the oxygen sensors are coming up and they're coming up to temp. Operational smoothness value, so you can check if the car's running smooth enough in all banks. The idle, so you can see where the idle is. It will pick up all the information. You've got all different things. You can call up the EGS functions on every single module in here. Don't be afraid to do it because all you're basically doing is just asking the module if it's okay when you're basically asking it for a certain function, so you don't have to be worried about it. On the next one, you've got control unit list, and if you can see here, control unit list will list all the control modules which you need right here again. You can click on one from here and go and call up ECU functions again, which is right down here. Operations report. Now, operations report isn't something that we use, nobody seems to use. You can see here, it just lists what car you're scanning, lists everything you've done, everything you've gone through, and then saves a report. It will also lists any fault codes here, so you can see here. These are the faults of mine which are not serious at all. Main telephone aerial, instrument cluster, which is power supply switched off, no, and fogging sensor. Um, you don't really have to look at the fault codes if you don't want to, purely because you've got it all here. So if you can see, you've got at the top display headings for general diagnosis repair program with content. So you've got everything right there. Then you've got info from service consultation. Again, it's not available on here, but it is available. We've also got in vehicle management, you can see here, this is all your repair and maintenance. So these are all basically torque settings, as you'll see there for every bolt. You've got everything here for the gear shifter, how to remove it, automatic transmission, transmission case oil sump. This will tell you how much fluid you need for everything, how to remove it. This will show you everything you need. If you're not sure of how to remove something or how to get to it, this has everything in it showing you how to be able to get to it. So with Ista, it will show you how to do it. So you've got all the fuel supply as well. So if you're in a fueling problem, you're able to check that for ventilation system leaks and things like that. Um, Basically, everything you want to know is in here. You've got everything to do with the body as well, integrated suspension systems. It shows you everything. There's nothing that it doesn't show you what to do. Audio navigation systems, if you're having troubleshooting, the CD DVD changer, for instance, you can come into here, removing and installing the DAB tuner, removing and installing digital radio, removing and installing CD changer. You can see here it tells you everything, and it will help you be able to remove it um, if you don't know how to. So it's really good to teach people, especially with BMW, how to do certain things. You've also got here how to remove the CCC. You will have here as well how to remove it, the center display and operating unit, onboard temperature. So you can see here removing and installing car information computer. If we click on that, give you a quick guide on how it shows it, and you can see there it shows you everything, and it will tell you how to do it all as well. So it tells you at the top there, remove luggage compartment floor trim panel, disconnect battery earthly, remove middle trim for instrument panel, and then it tells you how to remove decorative trim, pull back car communication slightly, unlock associated plug connections and disconnect, remove car communication computer. And then it does tell you here, carry out programming and coding. That's in case you was to change it or there's a fault. That's what that's for. So it does help those people in need who ain't too sure on how to do something. This is really good for that. You've obviously got text search. You can just punch in something. So if I was to put in, I don't know, CCC, for instance, and run a search, you'll see all the hits I'll get on CCC. That will come up from ABLs, from test plans, everything that I want to know regarding CCC. A lot of people ain't aware that you can do this. It just makes it more effective, more quicker than having a look for it, I suppose, running a test search. You see, and it starts giving you everything that you need. In there, everything will come up, reset, give you all the wiring pinouts, everything that you need, any kind of wires that he uses, anything to do with that hit on the CCC. And it's so simple. That's all you really have to do. If you know the part on the car, you just punch it in, and that's it. And you can also, if you've got specific BMW fault codes, if you put that in the search as well, it will show you what the problem is as well on the search, and you'll be able to find what the problem is as well and run test plans. Troubleshooting will be obviously our fault code. So you've got your fault codes right there. You've obviously got fault pattern, and you can pick a fault pattern, what's happening, and it'll be able to tell you what's wrong with it. So there's many of you guys, for instance, that contact me all the time saying, you've got this problem, there's no fault code, you don't know what's happening, like the car's bouncing, the revs are idling, dropping, this, that, the other. You can pick what your car is doing. From here, the component fault pattern, you're able to pick the problem, pull it all in the top, and then ISTA will work out what the actual problem is with your car and know the problem. So it's very, very good for that ISTA. And the same with this, the fault pattern function. So if you've got something electronic that's not working and you're having it glitching out, doing this, doing that, you can pick what's going on and ISTA will find a fault for you. Function structure is engine electronics, for instance. So you get here air supply, air mass intake, air temperature. You can basically do a lot more. So you got here catalytic converters, exhaust flap, oxygen sensor mixture adaptation, engine start. You got convenience starting, brake light switch, start stop button, terminal 50, fuel supply, electronic fuel pump control. You've got everything here that you would need to be able to test everything on your car. You can see you can test even all the terminals, the car access system supply, terminal 15, terminal 50, terminal 30G, and R, which is the relay, gear selector lever, chassis and suspension, cruise control. Everything you want to check, you can check. You can see here steering column, switch cluster, power supply. You can check everything fully in case it don't come up in your service functions. You got component structure as well, so it tells you the fuses, electrical power supply, triggering units, Components from outside manufacturers, acoustic and visual signaling units. You've got everything here to be able to check that. You've got connectors, if you can see here. So you can check all the connectors, which go to what place, for instance, when you want to do retrofits, things like that. You can check the adapter types, what they are. Up here, you've obviously got service functions, which we'll go into, and this is just all your bi-directional controls. For service functions that many of you guys want to be able to do, steering angle sensor adjustment, adjustments of the DSE sensor, um, body control module, everything you basically see on normal scan tools. This is where it all is. This is what you can do everything, adjustment functions, deleting adaptions, learning the Valvetronic, calling system, OBD readiness, everything's basically there, which most of you guys always ask me for, again, in that setting. Software update, of course, you can't update the software on your E60, 63, not until F series using Ista Plus. So do bear that in mind. This can only be used for F series upwards. You will not be able to update any cars um, using Ista Plus. You'll need to use WinCarefP or Ista P to be able to do that. So therefore, this section is irrelevant. If you do want to be able to use this, you need to have an F series car and newer. And it's very good. It works very well. I've used it quite a few times to update newer cars, and I've never had no issues with it. You just got to make sure you've got your ICOM connected properly, and you've got to link it and route it round and back through, which is I'm going to have to do a video on that, showing people how to make that work, because with Vista it goes in a very funny way. You can't just connect an ICOM and program. There's a lot involved in it to make it work, and I'll be showing that in a video when I get an XF series. Obviously, you've got advanced additional software, but again, all that isn't for the older cars. This is all for the F Series cars. Control unit replacement, again, for the F Series vehicle modification, again, for the F Series, you can see here, this is all the things you can do, but that only applies to F Series, G Series going upwards. Service plan, you guys would have seen, test plan, programming plan. It will tell you everything you need in here, but this is all the stuff that we run the search on, and you see here, I got the hits there for everything, and it's all loaded up. So everything's there as I showed you how to get to it. Workshop operation fluid. So again, people always refer to this. This is really good. If you need to know what tools you need or how to get to something, you can see here what tools BMW use to get to certain things and things like that. You've also got wheel alignment, which tells you how the wheels are meant to be, what they use, and everything to be able to align the wheels. You've obviously got measurement and test equipment, everything you need to know. If you go into general as well, you've got everything there, specifications for workshop equipment, stolen vehicle tracking, um, just everything there. Operating fluids are here, so you've got engine. If you go to engine here, you'll have a load of stuff come up for the engine and the engine block, cylinder head with the lid, case covers, vibration dampers. You see here it's got long life, 10W60, never. Do not use that in your normal BMWs. That's for M engines only. But you've got all the long life oil that you can use, all the fluids you can use for the engine, um, fuel preparation check, and you can do the fuel filter, for instance, check with everything, speed governor. It will tell you everything in here for what you need, obviously on your fuel supply, and just it's got everything listed here. You can see down there, anything you need is right here, and it's really, really good. Obviously, if you click engine block and cylinder head with lid, it might load something. I don't know. It depends on the car. Obviously, mine ain't loading hardly anything. But yes, for those who want it to load, it will load up. Every car is different. Don't think because it don't load on this one, it won't load on yours. Every single car is different. Plug this into an E46, E39, it will show you different. Plug it into an F series, it will show you different. For instance, it will give you the programming. Plug it into an E60, an E64, E63, it will show you different as well. It is not the same based on every car. Mobile service, not too sure what that is either. I don't think it even comes up. Obviously, you've got the tech search, which I've showed you. Measuring devices, again, this is something that many people don't use anyway. So you basically get an idea now of how to use ISTA. It's not really complicated when you go into it. Like I said, most people are just going to go into vehicle information, and they're going to go onto their control unit tree and then display fault code memory. And then if you just click down here, for instance, calculate test plan, you'll see there, it will show you a test plan. Now, if I wanted to, I could just go here, check off that telecommunication systems, and then it will locate where the antenna is on the car. So you'll see here now, It's got the wiring diagram. It's giving me a fault code for it. So I can then find where the problem is. So we'll click here, click continue, and we want the wiring diagram. And then we can find right where the aerial is. So if we could do that, we can do this. And we can find where there is no further documents on the roof aerial. So obviously it doesn't have it, but if I was to show you something, a picture, it might show a picture of where something is, like this, for instance. Let's see. So you can see here, these are the two antennas that I've shown you on a video previously. They're located there. So that's where they are in the boot of the car. You can see there. And you've got boot aerial there. So if we just click X53, and you can see there, that's the other aerial as well for the telephone. And we click that one, telephone and GPS, that one's right there as well. We click that one, the Bluetooth aerial. The Bluetooth aerial is down here underneath the gear shifter. You can see right there as well. And if we click here, that's where the telephone module is located behind the rear seats. So you get an idea that it can show you where everything is. And you can also see here, this right here is the adapter for the fiber optic network, which many people always go to look for, which is located right there. And then if we go here, you've got the other connections here as well that link onto it. This is what Ista is good for. If something's unplugged, something's gone down, you'll be able to source and find everything by like this wiring diagram right here, because you'll be able to locate every connection and find where something's gone out. This is what Ista is very good for these kind of test plans. Now, we're just going to come out of this one because we don't longer need it. And you can see here, combi supply switched off. Now, if we want to go back, what we could do now is delete the fault code memory, which we could do, but we're not going to, because there's no need. But you get an idea, guys, of how Ista actually runs. It's actually aimed at, most people, especially enthusiasts and people who want to do retrofits, people who want to be able to know everything about their car. This is good for if many of you have, for instance, a lot of BMWs and you're always wanting to do something with them or know something about them and you do everything yourself. This isn't aimed at a normal individual who does all different cars, because this program goes very, very in depth. Um, and it's only for those who want to go in depth, for instance, want to do retrofits, want to fix their car correctly. A lot of people will just use any other scan tool, like I said, to the Launch Creator Elite, and that's fine. And it'll be able to do everything they need to do. This one is Ista, like I said, isn't really needed now with um, scan tools coming on the market. And for a lot of you guys that do watch this channel, no, this is too much for you. You don't need this, because many of you guys wouldn't even dive into this deep into this kind of system. So for what many of you guys do, Launch Creator Elite is perfect for you. You only use the service functions, use it to read codes, delete codes, and that's it. Obviously, for me, it's different. I do a lot of different things with BMW, so I need this software like many other people do out there. But not everyone does need this, and it's overkill for what you're going to need day to day, if I'm honest with you. But overall, guys, this is what Ista is about. It can do everything and more, but also most functions that people use are on the Launch Creator Elite. You don't really need Ista to be able to do it all, as I said. But if you are in need of Ista, I would strongly recommend to get it. And obviously, it is on the membership. So if you guys want to be able to go to the membership and you need Ista, you can join the membership, which is the expert package. And all the links are on there on the community post already on the Google Drive for you guys to be able to download these programs. So if you guys want to join the expert membership, you will find these programs on there and you'll be able to use them fully. And I do a lot of videos on there showing you guys how to use other softwares as well, to make keys, cloning, being able to access car if you've lost all keys to be able to start the car, and so on and so on and so on. But overall, this is how you use this, the guys. And like I say, it is a brilliant program. I use it when I need to, but majority of the time as well, even for me, normal scan tools will do majority of things that I need to do. It's to only pull out if something has really, really caught me out or it's really bugging me, then I'll bring Ista out. But apart from that, I don't usually need to bring Ista. It's very, very rare I end up having to use it purely because I know these cars very well as it is. So Ista isn't needed. And like many of you guys now, these cars are getting on. There's enough videos out there. You put in your fault code, somebody's got a video out there. You put in your problem, somebody's got a video out there, or there's a lot of forums that help a lot of people as well. So therefore, you don't really need ISTA so much. It's only when it becomes really, really technical, wherever you got a frayed wire somewhere or something's completely gone. Majority of the cases, usually a module's gone out, taking out everything with it anyway. The same with the engine, something goes down, which causes the engine management light, which needs to be repaired. So it's actually quite simple. That's why ISTA, many people ain't really needing it, but if you do want it, if you do have an F series or G series car and you want to be able to update your car, then this program is for you because you will have all functions open to you. But when it's that, as it stands for the E series cars, you don't really need it so much, if I'm very honest with you. But obviously, everyone to their own. Some people do prefer to use it. So as I said, guys, this is how to use ISTA, and I hope many of you guys have actually enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you will find it helpful. As I said, if you do want to find these programs and many others, they are on the membership on the Expert Pack on my YouTube on a Google Drive link. You cannot see it on the main channel. You will have to join the Expert Pack on my membership on YouTube to be able to access all these programs. Thank you very much for watching. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.